hear, or someone screamed, like he could hear it, but he couldn't make out what it was.
Yeah.
Like for emergency purposes, it's helpful.
Yeah. So did you always like, was there always humor in your house?
Yeah, definitely. Like my dad would constantly try to make jokes my whole life. And I don't even remember why. I don't know. I guess I probably did start trying to mimic that at an early age.
Yeah. So when did you start doing comedy?
Like 3 years ago. It was October 2018.
Yeah.
Finally, I was like, all right, because I wanted to do it since I was a little kid, just because I'm such a huge fan.
Right.
And finally, I was like, all right, I'm like in my mid-20s. Like, what am I waiting for? So I just kind of forced it, but I was just so nervous.
Yeah. Did you always do sketches when you were a kid, though? Always like coming up with
never.
No?
I always wanted to, but I just never did it. And then I finally get to a point where I was like, I feel like I'm getting old. Like, why am I not doing this thing that I've always wanted to do?
Right. Yeah, because your sketch stuff is really good too.
Thanks.
I enjoy it. And you're a big skateboarder, right?
Yeah. I've skated for like fucking 17 years or something.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy you.
The type of thing where like I would do it constantly and always progress, but then I'm getting to a point where like if I couldn't do it, I would go nuts. And then I start thinking like, okay, there's going to be a time where I'm too old to do it. So I better think of something else that I can do, that I can always do in place of that. So that's kind of what comedy was, where I'm like, all right, I'm setting up something else that I can work hard at and actually care about and progress at. So I'm not like going to kill myself, you know?
Yeah. But I love how proud your dad is of you. Like, I think that's cute when he like will post about you. I don't know. It's endearing as a mother to see how much he really loves you. It's cute to me, you know, but you're good. Are you signing up for Rochester's Funniest?
Yeah, I signed up. Tori didn't sign up. I tried to get her to sign up.
Yeah, we got to. No, you know what, though? You're going to look ashamed if Tori signs up and her ass will move right on. Okay, son? Son, mama's going to help Tori with some tags. We are moving Tori up the ranks. We need another female in Rochester, and I got my eye on her.
I saw Sherelle tonight, and we were talking about, like, let's do a fucking girls thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I'm waiting for some shit to start opening back up to a little higher capacity.
Wait,
I got it.
Night.
Me?
Yeah, I thought I saw you at Texas.
I did. I went in. I did. I ran in. I said hi to Sherelle. I'm just like, I never made the sign up, and I was like, I felt like shit. I don't know. I was telling Tori, I'm like, I don't know if it's pollen or the plague. I think that's way beyond allergies. I think I'm probably catching a cold. You know, your first time, everyone's out and about. And I had said something last week. I was like, we're all going to end up catching colds now. You know what I mean? Because like we've all had the mask, and I'm just take that mask off at work in that kitchen because I give zero fucks anymore. I don't care if I get COVID. I ain't sweating in that kitchen with that mask on my face. I'm done. I'm vaxxed and I'm listening to the CDC. But yeah, so I don't know. I just kind of felt like shit. So I'm like, I'm not going to hang out tonight. But how'd it go? Did it go good?
It was great. Yeah, it was awesome. It was like as good as last week.
Very good. Yeah, I know. I could have jumped in the bucket. Also, I have a long joke that I'm kind of working on, and I wanted to try it there, but it's not ready yet. So I'm like, I haven't really written anything. So it's just a matter of me just going up there for 5 minutes and probably repeating some shit.
Come out on Tuesday on Firehouse.
Yeah, Tuesday, I'm going to go to, I think Sherelle's got a show.
Oh, that's right. Good luck.
Yeah, I got to take both my dogs to the vet at 4, and I'm going to try to see if I can catch Sherelle, see how I feel. I saw that Firehouse is coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that the mics are coming because I do need to. Did you write a lot, Kevin, this year?
I wrote the whole time, but like I'm not like all the new shit that I'm trying now isn't the shit that I wrote.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like once once I actually started getting on stage, like in February, then I started writing new shit that I actually started trying. And then I have like 20 minutes of stuff technically that I could go through that I kind of like, I want to revisit it and see if it's worth trying, but most of it's just horse shit.
Yeah.
Like it's something weird. There's something weird to be said about the shit that you come up with when you're not actually able to try it. It's so different for some reason.
I absolutely agree.
Isn't
I'm telling you, I write my best when I'm sitting in an open mic or at a comedy show or watching comedy, and like stuff will come to me, and it won't be anything related to what I'm seeing on the stage, but or even having a conversation with other funny people, I'll come up with stuff.
Yeah, it's like or like in between, like say you're doing like 5 shows in a week, and then you're just like, I really want new shit. Like if you actually have to come up with new shit, then you can. But like 6 months into COVID with no end in sight and sitting down and trying to write, like I just would come up with like I wrote like this 3-minute bit about Lay's potato chips. And then I look at it now and I'm like, can I try this? And I'm like, I don't think so. I can.
Isn't that weird? Right. Like I'll have shit that I think is like, oh, this is great. You know, that I wrote and I'm like, oh, this is fucking stupid. I don't know. But
yeah. And then all of a sudden, once we start getting up, then I write like the 4 jokes in a row that I wrote all worked. And then I have like 30 jokes from the past year where none of them feel like they will work. It's so, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know. Like, well, the last mic I started, like, it's true. I got put in Facebook jail all the time. So I started playing a child's game called Animal Crossing. Okay. My daughter's like, Mom, here, you can have this old Nintendo Switch and you should download some games and you can play. I'm like, all right, cool. So I downloaded this child's game, Animal Crossing. And I have full set of jokes about a child's game. Now I'm like, I got no one to tell these jokes about, but I closed that open mic talking about, you know, building my island on the child's game.
Yeah.
And my friend's kid came and I built a strip club on my island. Like I have a strip club. I built a theme of Silence of the Lambs in my basement in my house. And I have a full dispensary in my house. And my friend's daughter, she's texting me while her kid's like, you know, I open my island, let this child come look. I'm like, someone needs to come look at all my hard work. And she's texting me going, is my child really in a fucking strip club right now on your island? Like, Cindy, this is a child's. She's like, this is a child's game. And then like 5 minutes later, the little kid's character's running around my house. And my friend will text me and go, my daughter is in a fucking dispensary. You are a monster. And then like, she's like, shut up. Thank God she doesn't know what Silence of the Lambs is, but you have a whole murder basement. I'm like,
that's amazing.
That really happened?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you ever play the game, I'll send you pictures of my fun house I built. I have a strip club, but you have to make it out of like things that aren't like, so you have to be really creative to make inappropriate shit on a child's game. You know what I mean?
Is that game? I feel like it's a really popular game, but I don't know about it. Is that kind of like The Sims for kids?
Yes. But a lot of adults play Animal Crossing. Yes, it's like Sims.
Okay.
I heard Ron Funches talking about it earlier, and he's like, yeah, I have a $2 million turnip farm.
Yeah. So I wrote I have like this whole, like all this Animal Crossing material. And I don't know how I came upon this on Instagram, but there's a comedian who legitimately once a month does Animal Crossing stand-up for people that play comics that play Animal Crossing. What? And you do stand-up in the game as your character. And I built a comedy club on my island too. And like you go there and it's hysterical and it's all free and she raises money. And she raised like $8,000 for Asian hate crimes. She had like 5,000 people in the Zoom show. She's big. Like I gotta look at her name.
Holy shit.
She's pretty popular. She has like 100,000 followers, But I couldn't believe it. I was laughing so hard. I was like, these are my people, comics that do jokes about Animal Crossing as their little character. I'm home.
Yeah, that's amazing that you found that.
So I know. So I actually hit this girl up and I'm like, look, I'm an old lady. And they're all like in their 20s, these comics were, they're all young. Right. I'm like, I'm an old lady. I play Animal Crossing. For the love of God, put me on your show. Okay.
Yeah.
Put me on your show. But yeah. I don't know.
Did you do it?
Yeah, she never hit me back. She's got 100,000 followers. Probably didn't even read. It was a DM. She probably didn't even read it,
You got to just show up on her island and be like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
that?
like fucking open your gates, man. Let me in. I got material here, okay? But
yeah, that'd be funny if you could just break into the club and be like, book me.
Yeah, so yeah, the pandemic, just all my material was, pretty much about the pandemic, things that nobody wants to really hear about anymore.
Yeah. There was a few jokes tonight that I heard about the pandemic that really made me laugh.
Yeah.
But they were actually really good jokes. It's hard to come up with something that's funny enough that anyone gives a fuck about.
I know. Like when I opened for Kirsten, I'm like, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's weird for me to not mention it at all hosting. So that's when I'm like, all right, I'll talk about being an essential employee and how important I am. I worked through the whole thing, and that's why I did that joke about, well, my girlfriend went off to the hospital to save lives because she's important, and I went to deliver pizza. Fuck that. I was still important,
Yeah,
but right. That was the only thing I did that little bit, and I didn't even have that written. I was on stage and came up with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm like, it's just something to talk about the pandemic, at least acknowledge it. That was the first time the club had, the third show weekend, it would have been open again.
Yeah.
So
I just ignore it. It's probably not the move. Like if I was better, I would come up with something good and talk about it. But it's it's so hard to write about something when literally every single other person's already doing it.
Yeah, I know. There was a bit though, because the thing that pissed me off the most about the pandemic, I would write about things that really aggravated me. And the number one thing is you couldn't shop anywhere but Walmart. Okay. That was the only store that was open. So these people got their first stimulus check and they wanted to spend money on new clothes. So they had to go to Walmart, and the dressing rooms were also closed. So there's bitches trying on clothes in the aisles at Walmart when I was there. Now I'm already pissed that these bitches are trying, but they're stealing my style. That pissed me off the most is that now everybody's stealing my style. As when my girlfriend was with me and she's like, you see all these people in here trying on clothes? They're all going to have your style now because they got nowhere else to fucking shop. So I was thinking, I'm like, that might be a funny, who else is talking about their style getting stolen during COVID, But I don't know.
That is funny though.
Yeah,
Were there really people trying clothes on?
Yeah, you couldn't go in the dressing room. So they were all trying stuff on the aisle when I was shopping. It was after that first $600 check. I'm damn.
What at Walmart was that, Dewey?
No, I go to Webster, man.
Oh,
I go to the super Walmart. They got prettier clothes, Kevin. $20, I could get myself something pretty.
That's the same place I go. I never saw you there.
Yeah, well, I was in the plus women's aisle, honey. You weren't looking over there.
No, you were in the fitting room. You broke in. You said, we still got to try it on.
Yeah, I still got to try it on. Still got to try it.
Funny though, they could just wipe down the fitting room. Why did
I know. No, there were people I'm like, damn, that bitch is trying on. I just bought that shirt. I thought I'd be the only one wearing that. Now I got all these bitches with their stim checks wearing my shirt. That's my style, the Walmart. Nobody else.
Now they're all biting your style.
Now they're all stealing my look.
People, they're worried about they closed the fitting rooms because they're worried about that being not hygienic. She's like, people literally take shits in there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you because I used to follow a girl's Instagram called Latoya Shits Herself, and she would be this is when Instagram was dirty and they didn't know people weren't getting banned and stuff.
Yeah.
I see an up close video of this girl's white underwear, and she in the caption would be I'm in the Taco Bell restroom, or I'm in the Target fitting room, and it would be a full blown 30-second video of her just completely shredding it.
What?
Yeah, LaToya shits herself. It used to be a thing.
That's horrendous.
And I know I've been talking about this a lot during our